Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ here. We are getting ready to head back to Zion Baptist Church. We got a new splitter, and I also have two other splitters that I'm going to test based on a lot of the feedback that y'all gave me, which I really appreciate. I need to make sure I stop and bring some food with me this time because there was nothing really on the way there. And since I don't have to pick my daughter up today after she gets out of school, we're going to go as long as we possibly can to get as much stuff knocked out as possible. So, where's my camera at? Trying to find my. I just had my DJI action. Oh well. Well, let's head over to the church. All right, folks, we are back here, and let's go ahead and do take two with this new stuff to make sure this stuff is working. Or we might have to go back and rinse and repeat and try something different. All right, so the first goal of today is to hook up this new HDMI splitter to see if we get a signal. Because if we don't get that, this is going to be a pretty short day. Also, I got a surge protector here that I'm going to screw into the wall here that will give me a single point of contact to turn on and off all of the new equipment that we have in here. So let's get that set up and let's test this new HDMI splitter. Alrighty, and before anybody asks, there was a manual explaining the same thing with the other switch that I did test, but this is the EDID. This is what detects and shows the type of signal that goes to the device or what's going out. Right now it's both set to 0, the dip switches, which in the manual says that this will default that the signal coming out is always going to be 1080p at 60 hertz, and that's what I have coming out of the ATEM. So let's go ahead and power this on. I need to connect this cable, and I'm going to start with the existing cable here, which is going to the back TV. And then we're going to start adding the other ones to make sure we get a signal. Alrighty, you know what? And I'm looking at my mess. I didn't bring my vacuum, but I don't think this TV is connected. But I connected one of these. Let's see. Did we get anything? Yep, we got a signal, and guess what? Boom, we got a signal here too. So yay, it was the splitter. So let me find this cable. This is the one we had on the floor. And then let's plug this one up and make sure we get something here as well too. All right, it's this one here. Come on now. Let's plug this in. All right, you got a signal, and yay, there we go. So we put this on program. Boom, we got all that, so that's good. Now, problem number one is solved. We need to get what's going on with this front PTZ. I did bring another cable, so we're gonna run this again, but most likely what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the time and move each one of the pews, and I'm gonna hand guide all of this cable all the way here, which is what I'm gonna have to do with these other ones. I want to see if that cable is damaged at all, because I got a whole bunch left in this 150, which is meant to reach the other TVs here in the area. If I can repurpose that 100 and move it to over here, and then I can, I want to repurpose that cable to make sure there's nothing the matter with that one first. So let's go ahead and do that, because man, I'm just glad that that's working. And we just got to get the other camera working now. Alright folks, I didn't want to bore y'all with a time lapse Plus, honestly, it was too much of a handful to try and do it. But I have pulled the additional cable that I had in the ceiling. I actually have pulled it all the way over, and now that's being plugged directly in up here. So I got it all the way over here. I just gotta pull it through the conduit, and then this side is done. That side is done. I need to pull up the old existing HDMI to DVI cables that are no longer needed in there. That will free up a whole lot of space in those conduits. Now the other thing I'm going to do is this cable that was on the floor, I'm going to repurpose that, turn it around so that the source is that way and the display goes this way, and I'm going to run it down the hallway to see if I can get one of the TVs down there. Then what I'm going to do is get back over here, punch a hole through the wall that's wide enough, and then start running the extra HDMI and Ethernet cable here to get everything over. You know, a part of me is honestly thinking I wish I had another splitter, because I would have put another splitter more accessible on this side. Then I would only have to worry about one cable, but not a big deal. But we got this over here, more stable connection. Images are not flickering. Now, the other thing I need to do is figure out what's going on with this cable. So actually, before I do that, I'm gonna flip this cable around, and then I'm gonna hook this one up to the source, and then pull it back and see if I get an image from this PTZ. And then if so, we're gonna pull that, because I think this is another cable that was not working with the PTZ. This is a source one that I plugged in. It's not working. Yeah, and pull it back. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so instead of using this cable, I had another 100 foot, which I ran, and boom, we have an image. So I need to carefully unplug this, and then I'm just gonna manually just walk this line down all the way here, just to make sure it's not hitting anything. And then I still need to repurpose this cable. I'm gonna flip this one around. Well, no, this is already in a display. So I'm actually gonna take this down the hallway and see if I get an image there. Or, yeah, because I'm still gonna have to pull the cable up in the ceiling. So I need to punch a hole bigger in there so I can run 4 more additional HDMI cables through that way. And then, you know what I think I'm gonna do too? I have a spool of SDI cable. I'm probably gonna run a line of SDI just in case, because these work. If I have any issue, I could always just forget about running the fiber HDMIs a long distance, and I can just put a HDMI to SDI converter here, and then convert it back over here, and then do that other switch and splitter there. So I only have to worry about that one SDI cable going that way. That's what I'm thinking. But that's going to be my contingency plan. So if the fiber HDMI cables don't work, I'm just going to get 2 converters instead of converting everything. And since these TVs on this other side of the church don't have speakers in the ceiling, I don't have to contend with the audio coming faster than the video. All the audio and video is going to come from the TV. So we should be good. So I think that's going to be my backup plan, just in case. So, and I forgot to get a bunch of conduit to clean this up. Let me show you the other stuff I did over here. So we're doing a lot of cleaning up. I pretty much ran all of the cables from here up and under the platform and ran them up, because I'm gonna have all these cables up and out of the way. All the access is gonna be put up under the platform. Now, I like platforms, but the only issue I have with this is when you do a platform like this, especially if you're building one, make sure you put a way to easily get up under it. Like an access door or a panel or something like that, and that would make running cables and everything like that super easy. Now technically I could just pop all the nails and pull this off, because there's nothing else really holding this. I just don't want to make sure I don't damage it. But that would be the easier thing to do. And I might have to do that because the idea is all of these cables I'm going to run in the hole that's there, and then put all the access up under here and then let them come up behind there so you don't see all that stuff. But we will see. And the way it's looking, I might have to make another day to come here. It all depends. The good thing is most of it, if I came back, it would be mostly for aesthetic stuff. Everything in here is going to be done. It's mainly just going to be running everything on the other side and then cable management and cleaning up, because I'm cleaning up a whole lot of stuff here just to make the flow a lot better. All right, folks, I am really frustrated. All of a sudden, now both of these TVs are just flicking on and off like crazy. So as much as I don't want to do this, I'm just going to have to go back to my old standby, and I'm just going to have to run SDI cables to every single location and just completely bypass all of this. I do have a bi-directional, just forget it. I was going to say something else, but this is the frustrating part. I just don't understand. Same cable is working perfectly fine on the floor, which I have documented proof that it was working. And I mean, unless it's somebody up there in the ceiling messing with me, I just don't know why these are just going in and off like this. I don't think it's the splitter at all, because the thing is, this back TV has been perfectly fine no matter what I've thrown at it. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 TVs. I'm just counting how many converters I need to get. 3, 4, 5. So far. Six. All right, so I need 6 SDI to HDMI converters, 6 HDMI cables, 6 USB-C cables, a SDI splitter. This is just so frustrating. Alright, oh well, we just got to deal with it. So let me go ahead and order that. I don't have enough cable to do that. And I guess there's really no point in me running the SDI cable that I got right now because it's not long enough. I used the rest of it at Greater Faith. I mean, thankfully, they don't have service right now. I want to get the camera, pull this other cable for the camera so that they can at least use the system to record service with the new system. It just won't be on the monitors right now. The back one I can still have hooked up, but the other ones would be no. So I need about 500 feet of SDI cable because we're gonna run 275s to each direction, then another 100. You know, I want to put another splitter in the way, but make it accessible. But that's the main issue that they had. So that'll be, we got 3 TVs in here, then 1, 2, 3 on the other part of the building. So we got to run 3 cables. I might buy 1, 2, 3, 4 spools of RG6, and then I just pull all the cables at the same time. Yeah, I'm not happy with this, which just opens the door that I might have a similar issue with the next 2 installs that I have with that same splitter. Alright, so I'm gonna have to hook up everything when I get home with the next 2 installs that I have. Worst case scenario, like I said, I'm just gonna have to order a whole bunch of SDI stuff, return all the cables that I got that I have not opened. Man, I hate when stuff like this happens. And I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be enough cable to do what I need to do. But, oh well. Alright, so what we decided to do is I'm gonna get, kind of like what I had at home, I'm gonna get a smart plug, and we're gonna put this back up in the attic, but it's gonna be attached to a smart plug to where instead of turning the entire switches and everything like that and the panel on and off, it can just be controlled from the phone to turn it on and off if need be. But I don't think that will be an issue because of the stuff that's going on. The other thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a brand new old school, and I could even try and do Ethernet one. I don't know. Thinking about doing an Ethernet extender, or I'm trying to think of something that'll be stable to where I won't have to worry about this. I'm thinking about maybe going back and just doing a HDMI to SDI extender, run it all the way back here, convert it back to HDMI, then convert it to DVI. I know it sounds like a mess. And then plug that into that DVI splitter where the cables are already existing going to all the other TVs. Then I just need to run new cables from here to that, and we should be good. And I might even be able to repurpose the fiber cables. I don't know. I really don't know. This is where trying to figure out what's going to be the easiest thing. The fact that the cables are already ran, and as long as they can support the resolution I send to them, that should not be a problem. I wish I just had an other HDMI to DVI adapter. I just took it to my church and put it on a computer. I wish I had that, because there's no point in doing all of this if it can't support the signal coming out from this. And I don't have a cable to test. Yes, I do. I got the HDMI one here. Yeah, let me actually put this up here. And the HDMI one that's hanging right here under this TV, I'm gonna hook the ATEM up to that. Actually, no, I'm gonna hook it up to the camera. And if I can get a signal from this front camera everywhere else, then I'll know that that will work. I just need to make sure I know which cable is which. Yeah. Alright folks, so I took the original HDMI to DVI cable and plugged it into the camera, and I put the DVI splitter back up in the ceiling. So if we go here, we get an image. So that's one. The TV over there is not working. I think it's either loose or something. But let's check. Back one TV is still working. It's just these two in the front. We go down here, which I actually saw where the cable was that feeds down here. And it's way more cables connected to that splitter than seems that need to be. Okay, and we got an image here. So this part I think is good. I just need to find where those other cables are going, because there are 4 cables connected and that's just 2 feeds. So for all I know, it might actually have some extra cable already up in the ceiling that will solve my issue. But let me, I don't know. My mind is racing right now. Let me trace back the line that's in the other room over here where Jerry is, and then see if I can find where these other cables are, because if we have extras, I might just pull them and connect them to the TV, and we may only need to have one cable pulled to feed from the ATEM to that splitter where I need to get a DVI converter cable. See, now we're back to resolution not supported, which it's just going all over the place. Oh well. And where I was in the attic is right here, so it's very easy to walk over here and get right here. So let me go back up here, see if I can trace the cables, and then we go from there. Oh, and I also got to punch a hole to run the internet line down. Let me actually do that now. Now, for all those who are always so quick to tell me how unorganized my stuff is, this is what I've been trying to untangle for the last 45 minutes. It's just stuff all over the daggone place, and I'm tired. So anyway, we're gonna put a smart plug right there so that can be turned on and off, and I'm just trying to trace which line is which. This is the line that's going down, that's going to the TV downstairs. They got like this 200-foot cable that's winding, that's going literally all the way right over there. So I don't know, I'm thinking about repurposing that cable and moving it to the TV that's on the other side of this. The cable that I have connected right now for the camera, that can go right here to the TV. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 cables. So that's 5 TVs. So technically the back TV, we don't need one. So we really got enough. I just need to run a cable from the ATEM back here and convert it over to DVI. Oh God, I need to get out of here and get some water. Alright, so all the original TVs are working here. And I forgot there's one in the pastor's study. That one's working. That one's working. Let's go downstairs. And that one's working. So what I pretty much need to do is still pull a cable. Need to pull a cable from the ATEM, convert it over to DVI, and plug it into that splitter. Then we need to have another cable go from that DVI splitter up and around to the sanctuary TV on the right. And that whole 8 splitter that I have in the back, I can actually change that over to a 2 splitter. So one cable will go directly to that back TV, the other cable will go to the DVI splitter, and it should be good from there. I'm so tired from being like hunched over in that attic, but we still got some more work to go. Oh my God. Alright, so I had to pull another cable, but guess what? The camera is up. We got the ceiling tiles put in place. The cable is ran. That's all the extra. About ready to just unplug that, run that up under the booth, zip tie it, Velcro zip tie it, run it back up and connect it to the ATEM. There we go for there. Yay! Alright folks, I am wrapping it up for the day. Didn't get as far as I wanted, but we did find a path. I'm going to come back, get a conduit, a thicker one, since we added so many cables to come up here. We got everything routed through there. We got a plan. All the TVs are connected except for that one where we got to come through another cable, come back over and drop that down for that, and then run another HDMI to DVI all the way back to the switch that's over behind here, then all the TVs are done. All the other TVs in the building actually work. It's just that one in the front that's not there. We got all the stuff back here set up, and let me make sure I don't leave my camera here. But having an issue with the X32. I've set this up so many times, but for whatever reason, I had this connected with the traditional RCA out, which was not being used. It's under here, and routed the audio, and even with everything muted, stuff was still going here, which I have no idea why it was doing that. But I don't know. I don't have time to work on that. So we're gonna be back to fix that up. I got to do some research and then order maybe two 75-foot. No, I don't need that much. A 50-foot and a 75 to 100-foot HDMI to DVI cable, so I can get the other stuff done. And you know what we got to do. Yeah, you know, I haven't had a chance to play, but because we've been busy. But we're gonna go take care of that. Got to get our ladder back up here one more time just to run that cable. Go in the attic one more time, and we should be good to go. This really bothers me because this should have been done, but we ran into some snafus that really. I've never had this many issues with these fiber HDMI cables and stuff like that, because I mean, this is the exact same equipment that we installed in Cornerstone, the exact same stuff we installed at First United Methodist. I just don't know. I just don't know. Hopefully we don't have the same issue, because I have two other installs using the same equipment. Worst case scenario, we just got to go back to SDI cables. If need be. And you never know, I might actually do that just to be safe. But let me find one Ethernet cable so I can get their router hooked up to the hub, and then we're going to be up out of here. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, the way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. And we'll be bringing you back on day 3, where we will be finishing this stuff up on day 3. All right, later folks.